will look at a very useful feature of Excel, that is flash fill. It can save you a lot of time while doing data entry. If you are working on data where you want to reformat, split or combine column values, you can simply use flash fill. Here we will cover 5 different examples which will help you understand how flash fill actually works. Let's look at our first scenario. Here we have 2 columns, serial number and full name. Now we want to split full name to first name and last name in 2 different columns. Doing it one by one becomes so tedious. We have an excellent solution. Let's look at it. Go to cell C2 and write first name. Now go to home, click on fill and you will see flash fill option, or you can simply use shortcut key Ctrl E. It will identify data pattern and take the values in following cells. Similarly, go to cell D2 and write last name and click on Ctrl E. It will take last name for all data present in column B. One thing to notice here is that flash fill won't work if you change the data later on. For an example, let's say here I am changing the last name in column B4, so the last name will not be automatically updated in column D. To update the last name, you need to reapply flash fill on the entire column again. Now, let's move to our next scenario where we want to combine, or you can say we want to concat the values. As you can see here, we have 4 columns, serial number, first name, middle name and last name. Now we want our 5th column to be the full name. Simply what you can do is type in full name in E2 as per data in B2, C2 and D2 cells. Now click on E2 and use flash fill. In earlier example, we have already seen that we can use flash fill using home, fill and click on flash fill, or we can simply use shortcut key Ctrl E. There is also another way of using flash fill. Simply pull down the data till your last row and you will get autofill options. Click on it and use flash fill. Simple. Meanwhile, if you find this video really helpful, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, give it a thumbs up and share it in your network. Now let's continue with our next example. Let's go over our third scenario where we want the data in specific format. Here in this example, we have 3 columns, serial number, name and date of birth. In 4th column, we need year to be extracted from date column. To enter year from dates one by one, it's very tedious. We can use an efficient way to tackle this using flash fill. So now, in cell D2, simply write year from the data present in C2. Click on D2 and do Ctrl E. Easy, right? Want to see more examples? Let me give you another great example. In this table, we have only 2 columns, serial number and email ID. Now, we want first name, last name, organization name and initials. You must be thinking that how it is possible to get first name, last name, organization and initials just using flash fill. But let me tell you one thing, we can definitely achieve this using flash fill. Go to C2 and type in first name from email. Similarly, in D2, type in last name from email. Likewise, do the same for organization and initials. Here in B2, we have google.com. So in organization name, we will enter Google as organization name. And initials will be the first letter of first name and last name. One drawback of flash fill is that you can't apply it on multiple columns at the same time. For an example, let's say if I select C2 to F2 and do Ctrl E, it will not work. You have to apply flash fill on one column at a time. So you can select C2 and do Ctrl E. Simply do the same for D2, E2 and F2. Great results in a minute on your screen. Now we will see the last, fifth scenario of this video. Let's look at our data first. In our table, we have three columns: serial number, name and mobile number. Now, if you see in column C, we have mobile number and we can see the spaces between numbers. Now I want to replace this space with hyphen. Also in column E and F, I need name to be in uppercase and lowercase. This is our second requirement. Now you would think that we can use substitute formula, upper and lower formula to fulfill requirement 1 and 2. But let me tell you, there is no need to apply different formulas to get the results. Everything can be achieved through flash fill only. Yes, it is possible. So in cell D2, type in the number in which format you want and now simply do Ctrl E. All the numbers will be replaced in desired format. Similarly, in E2, you want the names in uppercase, so just type in the first name which is present in B2 in uppercase and do Ctrl E. The same you can do for lowercase scenario. If you have any specific question or scenario related to flash fill, please post in comment section below. Do check out my other videos where I have talked about assigning numbers to your data in Excel. The link is currently appearing on your screen here. Until then, keep excelling!